Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the MJ Innocent podcast. I'm your host, Moonwalker Tanya. If you love Michael Jackson content, please consider liking and subscribing. If you are a MJ hater, then beat it. Alright, so in this episode, I want to talk about something interesting I saw on Instagram that I actually did not know, and it's kind of funny in a way. So, Prince Jackson talked about how his father taught him how to drive at Neverland Ranch. So, I don't know how old Prince was when this took place, but, anyway. So, he said that his father taught him how to drive, and Prince would handle the steering wheel, Michael would handle the gas, and Prince said he learned to not make a turn while driving fast. So if I had to guess, either Prince tried to do that and it could have been really bad, or Michael showed him the footage of what happened when Macaulay Culkin did that. And that clip never gets old. That's always funny. Mac is the most reckless driver. Oh my gosh. Hopefully Macaulay Culkin's a better driver now. Yeah. So after Prince started to get into the habit of that, he would then learn how to operate the gas on the golf carts. And thankfully, though, I do believe that Prince was more careful than Gavin Arvizo and his siblings were with the golf carts, because I heard that they trashed them and would crash them into things, and that's terrible. But yeah, that's kind of a interesting story. I mean, do I? Oh yeah, and before I forget, Prince also talked about how he and Michael would also like ride the ATVs up to the mountains and just hang out. And of course, at Neverland, Michael named two of the mountains, Mount Catherine and Mount Joseph. So I knew about how he named one of the mountains after Catherine, but I didn't know about the one with Joseph, so that was pretty cool to learn. Now, like I was going to say, I personally don't think that children should be behind the wheel at such a young age, but at the same time, though, you know, it was on Michael's private property. I'm sure that they were very careful and stuff, and thankfully there was a lot of land on Neverland, so that, and Michael was in charge of the gas, so that's also a good thing. Yeah, so I think that was definitely a bonding moment for both of them, and I've seen a few other videos of experiences Prince had with his father. He would talk about when Michael was making the Invincible album, he would be in the studio and he would fall asleep on the leather couches, and he would even help Michael like mix beats together and things like that. So that is very cool. So Prince's talent definitely started at a very young age. So that was pretty cool. And as far as how Prince felt about the masks that they would wear, Prince thought that the masks were overdoing it, but I mean, Michael explained to his children that when they were out in public, Michael would be noticeable no matter what. And Michael wanted to protect his kids. Now, I know that Catherine wasn't a fan of them wearing masks. And, I mean, as far as I know, I don't think any of the other grandchildren or great-grandchildren, for that matter, I don't think any of them had to wear a mask. But I think it was different for Michael's kids. Michael did not want them, like, in magazines and things like that. And he also wanted them to have a normal childhood as much as possible. And what I mean by that is that if they were out in public with him, they would wear the mask and people wouldn't know who they were. I mean, they would know that they were Michael's kids, but they just didn't know what they looked like because of the mask. And then when the kids would go out in public without Michael, they didn't have to wear the mask and people would have no idea who they were. So it was clever. At the same time, it can be confusing, but it's like, unless you can live the kind of life Michael did, I really don't think it's something that you can understand unless you have an open mind. I even remember one time when I was taking the garbage down to the curb, even though that's something Michael wouldn't do, like, I was trying to imagine, like, what it would have been like for Michael if he actually did that. And I can see him, like, trying to pull the garbage can down to the curb, and then the paparazzi is like, Michael, over here. Like, what's in your garbage can? Like, what did you throw away this week? And then, of course, they would go through it. And it actually wouldn't surprise me if paparazzi actually have done that. But anyway, yeah. And I think Michael was a wonderful father, And I do know that some people try to point to a certain thing that Michael shouldn't have done that happened in Berlin. So we all know what that particular thing was. That was a mistake, and thankfully nothing terrible happened as a result, but it could have been much worse than it actually was. And I think it could have been handled better, but, Michael realized it was a mistake, and, I'm just thankful that it didn't come back to haunt him. Yeah, so that's why I'm so thankful for Prince Paris and BG, because they can let us know what Michael was like as a father, and I think Michael did a really good job. I mean, yeah, Prince doesn't have Michael's singing talent or dancing talent, but he definitely has his father's talent when it comes to mixing beats and also like film directing and things like that. So that's very great. And of course, we know that Paris, she's an actress, a model, and a singer. As far as BG, I don't really know if he is planning on going into Hollywood or anything like that. But at this point, if BG wants to be in the industry, then that's great. But if he doesn't, that's okay too. And of course, I also can't forget to mention that Prince Jackson is also honoring his father's legacy by helping to heal the world, and especially with his own charity, Heal LA. And I think he has another one called Heal the Kids. Yeah, so to Michael's children, we love your father so much, and you guys have no idea how lucky you were to have him as a father, and you were able to spend so much time with him, and I can't wait to learn more about Michael from your point of view. We do miss him so much, but we do know that the three of you will help continue his legacy. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and thank you to Prince Jackson especially for sharing some stories about his father. Yeah, so let me know how you feel about this in the comments, and I will see you in upcoming episodes. I do apologize if I was getting stuck a couple of times when I was speaking. I'm still battling allergies, so song covers will have to be put on hold just for a little bit. But yeah, I also wanted to let you guys know that based on the voting for who's going to be my next roasting night victim, it looks like in first place we have, I'm not surprised, Martin Bashir, or as we call him, Martin Bashit. And then it'll be Tom Sneddon, Diane Sawyer, and, oh, Rose McGowan. Yeah. All right. So those are going to be fun. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.